to Intermediate Level English Language Arts. And now we move on to the final lesson for week 4. This lesson is recognizing complex sentences. Okay, so what are the objectives of this lesson? We have two. We have to be able to recognize complex sentences and then to be able to differentiate complex sentences from compound sentences and simple sentences. Okay? Now, complex sentences. Let's just have a quick recap first of what we've studied so far. Again, simple sentences. These are sentences that are with a subject or a group of subjects connected to a predicate or a group of predicates. Okay? Compound subjects are sentences, on the other hand. These are a combination of an independent clause and another independent clause, and they're combined by coordinating conjunctions. Fanboys. That's your clue, or that's your one way to remember all of their coordinating conjunctions. Just remember fanboys. But now, what are complex sentences? Now, complex sentences are basically sentences made up of a combination of an independent clause and a dependent clause. Okay? Now, basically, unlike a compound sentence, a complex sentence is a combination of an independent and a dependent. A compound is a combination of an independent and another independent. The difference as well with a complex from a compound is that a complex sentence, it uses subordinating conjunctions, which are because, since, although, why, when, what, and many more. There are 50, if you recall. If you forget any of them, again, just go back to the previous PowerPoints or the previous videos, right? We've discussed this last week, right? The different kinds of subordinating conjunctions. Compound sentences, they use coordinating conjunctions. Complex sentences, they use subordinating conjunctions. Again, just also a quick review of what are clauses, in case you forgot. Clauses, again, are groups of words that have a subject and a predicate, but they do not have a complete thought. That's a clause. So now, let's go through the difference of a simple sentence, a compound sentence, and a complex sentence. Here, we have the first example. It's a simple sentence. The mouse took the cheese. Okay? This is a simple sentence. We have a subject, mouse. We have a predicate, took. That's it. It's connected. What about a compound sentence? A compound sentence, on the other hand, right? It is combining two simple sentences. The mouse took the cheese, but the cat chased it away, right? We've used this previously on our discussion on the compound sentences. But what about complex sentence? How will we change, or how will we turn this into a complex sentence? Okay? A complex sentence would look like this. The mouse took the cheese because it was lying around. See how it works? Now, I have underlined it in blue, and I have also made the subordinating conjunction purple, right? For you to know that what's in red, including the conjunction, because, is a dependent clause. So we have a complex sentence, the mouse took the cheese, and an independent clause, my bad. An independent clause, the mouse took the cheese, and then a dependent clause, because it was lying around. Okay? Right. So this is the difference with simple, compound, and complex. Simple sentences, just basic sentence. Compound is when you have two different independent clauses combined by coordinating conjunction. Complex sentence is when you have a dependent and an independent clause combined by a subordinating conjunction. But what about that last one that we've discussed last week? Remember when I told you the 4 different classifications? We have simple, compound, complex, and I even mentioned compound complex. This, don't worry, will not be part of your quizzes or exams, so don't worry about it. But I will just use this time to still introduce it to you. Why? Because next school year, we will be including these as well. Compound complex sentence. What's a compound complex sentence? Basically, class, when you have 2 independent clauses and 1 dependent clause, you have a compound complex sentence. Here in the example, the mouse took the cheese, but the cat chased it away because it was lying around. That's just one sentence. And in that sentence, you have 3 clauses, 2 independent and 1 dependent. And that is a compound complex sentence. Okay? But like I said, don't worry, these will not be included in any of your exams or quizzes. But I would just use this time to introduce it to you. That way, you will not have it question, or you will not have that in your head, the question in your head. What are compound complex sentences that servants mentioned last time? All right. Okay. And basically, that pretty much ends our topic on uh, recognizing complex sentences.